Okay. Okay.
Hello, folks. There are three things I can promise at the beginning of this, if I can have attention from the folks who are standing. Three things I can promise. One, we'll try and make this short. We know lunch is about 10-15 minutes away. It'll also be ironical to talk about short form videos and do a longish, boring presentation. So promise number one. Number two, my promise is we will minimize the use of the word AI. Everyone with me? There's hardly a tech conference, a podcast, a movie, a song, anything which doesn't talk about how AI is about to change the world. So second promise, we'll minimize the use of the word AI. Thirdly, there are four things that I want you to take away from this. So hopefully I can do that, add that a decent job. If there are four things you take away when you walk out of this room, enjoy your lunch, network, as the lady rightly said, I think my job is done. Okay, everyone with me? Cool. My name is Gaurav. I have the privilege of pushing the short form video agenda in our country, right? ShareChat and Moj have been doing this for about 10 years. We actually celebrated our 10th anniversary last week. And right from the very beginning, the intent of the founders have been, how do you push the agenda for what consumers really want from their social media? Back in the day, it used to be only vernacular. Remember 2015, the likes of Facebook and YouTube and Instagram didn't cater to the vernacular audience. But today, it is also about what do users really want from an attention span perspective. And as we found out post this session of II, sir, the attention spans clearly are very limited, right? So we've been pushing the agenda on short form videos in the country, first from a consumer lens, and today we are out in the country telling everyone, especially the marketeers in the room, that consumers have moved on, but have your marketing campaigns already. I am from Delhi. Today we moved to Bangalore recently. I landed in the cold weather of Delhi today. The first thing I observed, a lot of us have observed, not a great observation or very nuanced observation. What is the first thing that you folks end up doing when the flight lands? Any shout out after you switch off the flight mode? What is the first thing that you do on your smartphone? Check WhatsApp. Is that the most common thing? I was noticing that's my behavior. When was the last time anyone used a short message service, SMS as we call it? In the last 1 week or so? Okay, lovely. Anyone else used an SMS? Never. And when was the last time you used a WhatsApp if you're not doing it right now? Okay, right now. Fair enough. Undivided attention, as they say. Again, I'm just belaboring the point. What we like to call internally is that short form videos are at a WhatsApp moment, not only for India, but for the globe. Usage of an instant messaging thing like a short message service seems so alien, seems so unnatural to all of us. And this change has only come in the past 7 to 8 years. Similarly, if you look at your own behavior, look at the behavior of your colleagues, your bosses, your staff, anyone and everyone you know, they would be hooked on to this phenomena called short form videos. Typically, under 30 seconds, there is a joke, a piece of information, investment advice, real estate, everything to be delivered under 30 seconds. And that is the revolution we are talking about today, right? How many of you last saw a video which was 15 minutes or longer when you were on the way to the airport or waiting in the lounge for your flight or listening to the boring presentation in the office? Unlikely, right? But if you now recall, did you click on that short form joke that came on your WhatsApp or on your WhatsApp status, or on your favorite social media. That could be a ShareChat, that could be a Moj, or that could be some of the foreign social media companies, right? Short form video is upon us. There is no escaping from it. In fact, depending on what reports you read, the number of users and the time spent on short form videos in the country is going through an exponential phase. Um, we expect that by about 2030, there will be 1 billion people in India alone who will be consuming a short form video every day. Uh, any way you cut at it, this is probably the biggest surface or a content form revolution we would have seen ever. Uh, Today, they spend about 30 minutes per day. Our estimates say that by 2030, it will be upward of an hour. So that's the number one thing I want you to take away. Short form video is not the future, it is the present. The consumers have already moved on. The question is whether you as marketeers, your marketing campaigns, are they adapted to those short form revolution as we are calling it? Okay, with me, number one, short form videos are here. Number two, again, a lot of us know about this. What we at ShareChat and Moj see every day in our data is this huge burst of regional content. Gone are those days when content also used to be in a vernacular language. Today, the content is made primarily for a language, a dialect by a creator. And that is the impact of regional languages. These numbers seem bonkers, right? Almost everyone on internet, there are about 700 million people, give or take, who have access to smartphones. We believe about 600 million plus actually prefer content in their regional language. And that doesn't mean that they do not know how to speak other language, but that is what their comfort zone is. For example, Gaurav may be comfortable talking in English, but when I go back and I want to chill, relax, or get an information, I may prefer Hindi as the language. Regional language revolution is upon us. Why are we telling you this is that today the smartest of marketeers are not planning their marketing outreach with a +1 language or a +2 language. It is separately planned for every language in every region. Because if you plan it, if you take the pain of communicating in the language of the consumer, the results are fundamentally different. And I'm sure some of you would have noticed this when you actually did that. So number two, regional languages clearly lead to incremental returns on all your marketing strategies. This is one of the examples of a large beverage brand. We'll not spend a lot of time on this. Essentially saying this company or this team went through the pain of designing something which was very specific, very nuanced to a regional language play, and the results, needless to say, were fantastic. Number three, the other revolution that India is seeing currently is a massive uptick in the regional creators. And let me tell you what is happening. The youth of today, people who are new to internet, are no longer shying away from expressing themselves. And that is why the blur between a user and a consumer is fast vanishing. So I may be a passive consumer during the day, but if I have some gyan I would like to share with my niche audience, then during the night I might become a creator. And because this barrier is fast blurring, you have an insane amount of creators, especially from tier 2 and tier 3 India, coming to on all the platforms, literally on every day. ShareChat and Moj end up working with about 1 million such creators. Now again, why it is important for you? Because if you are only utilizing the biggest Bollywood celebrity or the biggest cricket star out there for your marketing campaigns, they of course have their value and their worth. But if you're not using regional creators, you are missing out on a large chunk of your prospective customers. Because remember, in most of the cases, an informed user of today knows that a big celebrity has been paid to give out a certain message, while a creator, a regional creator with whom they connect on a daily basis, in the language, in the tonality, in the dialect, even the background of the video, when that influencer ends up talking about a brand, the impact that it has is just fantastic. So number three, India's creator ecosystem is going through a boom. Uh, the smartest of companies, the marketeers, are utilizing it to get the maximum ROAS from their marketing budgets. These are some examples of creators that we have on our platforms and the content diversity. Of course, these are only 3-4 things that are mentioned, but I can promise you everything from a mom influencer to somebody unboxing the latest smartphone, everything happens on the platform. Number 4, how many of you have been told or asked this question, have you done your festive planning? Quick show of hands, please. Festive planning kar liya kya, if anybody is comfortable with Hindi. And typically what that means is, have you planned for Diwali, right? That is what they are referring to. It is interesting that we almost have been brainwashed by American social media companies to believe that festive in India is like Thanksgiving or Christmas season, which means there is a season and we must all plan for it. Of course, that is true. Diwali is a big festive season for India, but it is not the only festive season. What we at ShareChat and Moj see year on year is a massive increase in our daily active users and time spent at least 15 to 18 times a year. And what is happening? What is happening is that Indians in certain part of the country are celebrating some or the other festivals. India is so culturally diverse that literally twice a month, there is a big festival happening in some part of the country. It could be a Lodi, it could be a Makar Sankranti, it could be a Mahavir Jayanti, it could be n number of things that we see on our platform. This is a busy graph, but if you notice carefully, what we are trying to say is that throughout the year, right from a New Year to a Diwali, and all those smaller festivals, quote unquote, throughout the year, we see a spike in our daily active users. Now again, what does it mean for you as marketeers? The next time you are thinking about getting a festive uptick, quote unquote, on your marketing campaigns, think that your consumers are not only waiting for Diwali, but they may also increase their spending power during one of those regional festivals. And if your marketing campaign can be very catered to that audience during that festival, using that language, using that regional creator, I think the results can be very, very encouraging. So that's number 4. Some of the examples, again, we've been in business for about a decade now. We have a large business and sales solutions team sitting all over the country. We've had the privilege of continuously working on always-on campaigns with some of the largest FMCG to handsets, to beverage, to gaming, possibly all verticals out there. We're all here for 2 days. Do come to our booth. Do ask us the tough questions. Do ask us questions about how do we measure this? What does a regional creator campaign look like on our platform? What is a hashtag challenge that was done during IPL partnership with ShareChat and Moj? Ask us those questions and we'll be happy to answer those. Again, another example how Tier 2 and Tier 3 India is driving the growth. Again, all of you would have read n number of reports which says that growth of possibly every consumer company in India today is actually coming from Tier 2 and Tier 3. We are very proud and privileged to cater to that audience. And if we use the 4 points that I mentioned above, the marketing ROIs can actually be maximized. Okay, I'll leave you at it. It says time's up. Hopefully I kept my promises. The 4 things I want you to take away, hopefully you know what are those. The short form video revolution is upon us. Tier 2 and Tier 3 India is driving the growth. Regional creators are a no-brainer to use. And there is an always-on festivity in India on our platform. I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much.